You feel the deck plates hum beneath your feet. It is a familiar and reassuring song. The call arrived 3 weeks ago. It was a single, elegant pulse of data, a whisper from a place that should be silent. Now, you are here, chosen to lead this voyage. Humanity's first true leap into the great unknown. Your new orders glow on the main screen. They are simple. Go to the signal's origin. Learn its purpose. Represent the whole of your species. No pressure, of course. The weight of that command settles on you, not as a burden, but as a mantle. This is the moment your life has been building toward. Behind you, the bridge crew works in quiet harmony. They are the best of the best, each one chosen for their skill and their courage. They trust you completely. Their faces show focus and a hint of awe. You are all about to become legends, or footnotes in a history that no one will ever read. You nod to your first officer, Commander Eva Rostova. Her eyes meet yours in the reflection of the star chart. She gives a small, sharp nod in return. No words are needed. It is time. You face the viewport. Face the endless night between the stars. Take us out, you say. Your voice is calm, steady. You stand on the bridge of the Starship Venture. She is a beautiful and powerful vessel, the culmination of a century of human ingenuity. Every line of her hull speaks of strength. Every system hums with controlled power. She is more than a machine. She is a promise, a declaration that humanity is ready to step onto the galactic stage. Your hand rests on the captain's chair. The worn leather feels like an old friend. From this seat, you command humanity's finest ship. The fate of your species is quite literally in your hands, a thought that is both terrifying and exhilarating. It is a responsibility you accept with open eyes. Ava steps beside you. All systems are green, Captain. The crew is ready. Her voice is the anchor in your storm of thoughts. She points to a blinking light on the console. The final jump coordinates are locked in. We are going to a place no human has ever seen. You look at the faces of your crew. Young, eager, undaunted. They are the children of a species that looked at the vast, empty sky and decided to build ladders. You feel a surge of pride. For them, for all of humanity. Let's not keep our new friends waiting, you say. A ripple of quiet laughter warms the bridge. The countdown begins. The ship's main drive starts to whine. It builds from a low thrum to a piercing crescendo. The stars outside the viewport distort. They stretch into long lines of blue and white light. A tunnel is forming ahead of you. A tunnel through space and time itself. You grip the arms of your chair. The jump is always a disorienting moment, a feeling of falling and rising at the same time. The ship shudders around you. Then, silence. Absolute, profound silence. The last jump is complete. All familiar stars are gone. You have crossed the threshold. The star charts are blank. The constellations you knew your entire life have vanished. In their place is a void. It is a darkness deeper than any you have ever known. An unnatural stillness now surrounds your vessel. The universe feels empty here. Report, you command. Your voice echoes slightly in the sudden quiet. Kai, your science officer, looks up from his console. His face is pale. Captain, there's nothing. No background radiation, no gravity distortions. It's like the universe just stops. This is wrong. Deeply wrong. Space is never truly empty. It is filled with echoes of creation, faint radiation, distant starlight, the gentle pull of faraway galaxies. This place has been wiped clean, as if a cosmic janitor swept everything under a rug, a very, very large rug. Your ship drifts in the perfect black. The venture feels small, intrusive, a single mote of dust in a sterilized room. Every instinct you have screams that you are somewhere you should not be. The silence is not peaceful. It is the silence of a held breath, the silence before a scream. Then, a new contact appears on your screen. A single, faint return signal. Dead ahead. Magnify the image you order. The screen zooms in. The view resolves into a shape. Then another. And another. You are not alone in the silence. Not entirely. You discover a graveyard. A fleet of ancient alien ships hangs in the void. They are immense. Majestic. Their designs are unlike anything you have ever seen. Some are crystalline, others are organic, shaped like sea creatures from forgotten oceans. They drift in a loose formation, silent and still. Eva moves to your side. "Damage reports?" she asks quietly. Kai shakes his head. "There is no damage, Commander. No hull breaches, no weapon signatures. Their power cores are just off. They were not destroyed in battle. They were simply turned off." This is more chilling than any battlefield. You guide the venture on a slow pass. Your ship feels like a hummingbird next to these dead titans. You see hangar bays open to the void, lights that were extinguished mid-flicker. These crews did not abandon their ships. They were present when the power was cut. Present and then gone. "Any life signs?" you ask, though you already know the answer. "None, Captain," Kai confirms. The ships are cold as the void around them. It's like a city that went to sleep and never woke up. You stare at the silent fleet, 1,000 starships, 1,000,000 questions, and not a single soul left to answer them. One ship is closer than the others. It is a vessel of sweeping, elegant lines. It looks like a predator, fast and dangerous. But it hangs lifeless, like all the rest. An automated drone is dispatched. It finds an open data port. A connection is established. It is a fragile link. A single file remains in the ship's log. One final recording. Corrupted, but partially recoverable. Your comms officer works quickly. He cleans up the signal. He isolates the message. It is not a voice. It is a wave of pure thought. A psychic scream translated into data. The message floods the bridge. It is a feeling of raw, undiluted terror. An ancient mind, powerful and wise, reduced to a single, desperate warning. It speaks of a force of nature, an entity that moves between the stars. It prunes civilizations it deems unworthy or too loud. It warns of a gardener who weeds the stars. The name is so simple, so mundane, that makes it even more terrifying. This is not a conqueror seeking glory. It is a caretaker, and its garden is the galaxy. It believes some flowers are weeds, weeds that must be pulled. The message ends with a single, clear image. A vision of a world turned to glass. You order the ship forward, deeper into the silence. The ghost fleet recedes behind you. The warning from the derelict ship hangs heavy in the air. The gardener, a being that weeds entire species from existence. You are now heading directly toward its garden. You arrive at the silent expanse. This is the source of the original signal. The feeling of wrongness intensifies. The lack of cosmic radiation feels deeply wrong. It is like standing in a soundproof room. Your own ship's energy feels like a shout in a library. A library where the patrons are very, very strict. Kai's voice is strained. "Captain, my instruments are going wild. Or rather, they are going quiet. The quantum foam itself seems settled. The normal chaos of space-time is absent. Star science has no model for this. It is impossible. But it is happening. You look out at the void. It is no longer just black. It has a texture, a presence. You feel like you are at the bottom of an impossibly deep ocean. The pressure is immense, not physical but metaphysical. You feel the gaze of something ancient, something patient, something that has been waiting and watching for a very long time. Ahead, a single planet comes into view. It does not reflect the light of a nearby sun, because there is no sun. It glows with its own soft, internal light. Your long-range scans show cities, sprawling, intricate cities covering the entire surface. They are beautiful and utterly silent. You take the venture into a low orbit. The view is breathtaking and horrifying. You find a world with cities of crystal. Towers of spun glass reach for a sky with no stars. Bridges of pure light span canyons of shimmering quartz. It is a world built by artists, a masterpiece of engineering and grace. But there are no artists here now. The inhabitants are still there. You see them in the streets, in their homes, in their peaceful plazas. They were flash fossilized in moments of peace. A family sharing a meal, a musician playing an instrument of light, two lovers holding hands, their eyes locked for eternity. They are now statues of translucent crystal, frozen forever. There was no panic, no chaos, no warning. One moment, they were a vibrant civilization. The next, they were museum pieces, preserved in the exact moment the gardener decided their time was over. Their silent screams are the loudest you have ever heard. Your XO breathes a single word: monsters. You shake your head slowly. No, Ava. This wasn't anger. This wasn't hate. This was pest control. The thought is colder than the void outside. You wonder what this peaceful species did to be considered a weed. What crime did they commit? As you ponder this chilling question, something changes. A new energy signature flares to life on the surface. It is small, focused, a single point of light in a city of frozen souls. It is a beacon, and it just turned on. For you, the beacon is not a weapon. Your systems confirm it immediately. It contains no threat. It is a simple, repeating pulse, an invitation. It is not a warning, but a summons. It activated only when you arrived. It was waiting for you, for humanity. It knows we're here, Kay says, stating the obvious. It wants us to come closer. The logic is undeniable. This whole place, the dead fleet, the glass world, was not just a graveyard. It was a message, a resume for the being that calls itself the gardener, a display of its power. You face a critical decision. Retreat now and bring this terrifying news back to Earth? Or accept the invitation? Accept the summons from the entity that turned a world to crystal? The choice feels simple. Humanity did not come this far to run away from a flashing light. Take us down, you say, but keep shields at full and power up the main drive. I want to be ready to leave in a hurry. Eva nods, her expression grim. Let's hope we don't need to. I'd hate to be the one who scuffs their perfect glass floor. Her attempt at humor is a welcome crack in the tension. The venture descends through the thin atmosphere. You navigate the silent, crystalline canyons. You head toward the light. The beacon leads you to a vast, open plaza. At its center is a single, dark spire. The beacon pulses from its peak. This is the heart of the dead city, the source of the call, the place where you will find your answers. As you approach the spire, your long-range sensors scream a warning. An object has just appeared at the edge of the system. It was not there a moment ago. It did not arrive via any known method of travel. It simply willed itself into existence. And it is impossibly large. You look at the main screen. Your blood runs cold. Your long-range sensors detect an impossible object. It is larger than a nebula, and it is perfectly, absolutely dark. It does not reflect light. It does not emit radiation. It consumes it. It is a hole in reality, a shadow between worlds. Kai's hands fly over his console. His voice trembles. Captain, its mass is... I can't quantify it. It's breaking our models. The object's gravitational pulls should be tearing this planet apart. But it isn't. It is exerting no gravity at all. It just is. The object is a perfect sphere of nothingness. It makes the void around it look bright. You feel a pressure in your mind, a sense of being observed, scrutinized, as if you are a microbe under a microscope. The gaze is not hostile. It is curious, analytical, like a scientist studying a new form of life. The beacon on the spire. It's a direct link to that thing, isn't it? Eva asks. You nod slowly. The spire is the phone. That shadow is the one making the call. Humanity had wondered for centuries if we were alone. It turns out we were. But only because something else was cleaning out the neighborhood. Suddenly, you understand. The pieces click into place with terrifying clarity. This is not an attack. This is not a prelude to war. This is a test. You realize this expanse is a proving ground. You are being judged by a silent intelligence. The Ghost Fleet, the Glass Planet. They were exhibits A and B. The gardener was showing you its power, its methods, its philosophy. It was asking you a question without words. Do you understand what I am? Do you understand what I do? It was waiting for your reaction, waiting to see if you were just another loud, short-lived species, another weed to be pulled. It's judging us, you say to the bridge crew. Everything up to this point has been an interview. It wants to know what humanity is, what we value, what we will do when faced with a power that can erase worlds. Your crew turns to look at you. Their fear is mixed with a new resolve. The test was simple. Would you see the dead fleet and run in terror? Or would you press on? Would you see the glass world and recoil in horror? Or would you try to understand the reason behind it? Your curiosity, your refusal to be scared away. That was the first part of the answer. Now comes the second part. The spire awaits. The light from the spire intensifies. It pulses faster. It is beckoning you. The time for observation is over. The time for conversation is about to begin. You feel the weight of every human who ever lived, every dream, every discovery, every act of kindness and cruelty. You are their ambassador now. You prepare to speak for them all. You give the order to open a communication channel, not with radio, with thought. You link the ship's psychic amplifier to the beacon. You reach out with your mind. You do not send a challenge. You send a question. A single, simple concept. Why? Then, a mind reaches out to yours across the void. It is not a voice of words. It is a cascade of feelings, of memories, of ages so vast they make your mind ache. It is the last survivor of 1 trillion souls. It feels ancient, tired, and impossibly lonely. The presence fills your consciousness. It shows you images. Galaxies blooming like flowers in the dark. Civilizations rising and falling like tides on an ancient shore. It shows you wonders beyond human comprehension. And then it shows you the fear. This being, this gardener, is not a god. It is a refugee. The last of a species that was once like you. Curious, ambitious, loud. They spread across their galaxy. They sang their songs into the void. And their songs attracted a predator. The gardener's truth is a terrible one. This being silences galaxies to protect them. It is hiding from a predator that hunts civilizations. A predator that is drawn to the energy of life, to the complex signals of technology and consciousness, to the very things that define a thriving species. It shows you the predator. You cannot truly comprehend it. It is a thing of hunger, a form of entropy given malevolent purpose. It does not conquer. It does not enslave. It consumes. It feeds on the light and energy of life, leaving behind only absolute, sterile silence, a silence far deeper than the one the gardener creates. The gardener's species fought back. They were powerful beyond measure. And they lost. They were erased, all but one. This one survivor escaped, and it made a vow. It would never let another species suffer that fate. It became a gardener, tending the cosmic garden. It pulls the brightest flowers, not because it hates them, but because their beauty attracts the blight. The presence in your mind softens. It is no longer a judge. It is a weary guardian. It has shown you the truth, the awful, impossible choice it must make again and again. It has spent eons creating this silent expanse, a firewall, a hiding place. Now, it has one simple command for you. You are told to join the silence and hide. Return to your home. Power down your deep space transmitters. Forget your dreams of reaching for the stars. Cower in the cradle of your solar system. Become quiet. Become invisible. If you do this, the gardener will protect you. It will hide your world behind its wall of silence. The alternative is made painfully clear. If you refuse, you will be left on your own. You will be left outside the garden wall. A bright, beautiful, noisy flower, waiting for the thing that hunts in the dark. The gardener will not destroy you. It will simply abandon you to your fate. The connection breaks. You are back on the bridge of the venture. The silence is just silence again. The great shadow is gone. The beacon on the spire is dark. The test is over. The choice is yours. Your crew turns to you for their final orders. Their faces are etched with shock and a terrible understanding. Ava looks at you. Her voice is a whisper. Captain, what do we do? Do you accept the deal? Do you condemn humanity to a future of silent fear? A long, quiet life in a gilded cage? Or do you embrace the very nature that brought you here? The desire to learn, to grow, to shout your existence into the void. You look at the empty star chart, the blank space where the gardener's wall ends. Beyond it lies the rest of the universe. Unknown, dangerous, and filled with infinite possibility. To be human is to choose the unknown over the cage. Every single time you stand up from your chair, you feel a strength you did not know you possessed. The strength of your entire species. You will not let humanity's fire be extinguished by fear. You decide humanity will not cower in the dark. Not now. Not ever. Kai, you say, your voice ringing with newfound purpose. Prepare a broadcast. I want to send a message. Kai looks up, confused. To who, Captain? The gardener is gone. You shake your head. Not to the gardener. To everyone. To everything. To whatever is out there listening. You prepare to broadcast humanity's story to the cosmos. Not just our science, not just our mathematics. Everything. Our music, our art, our history of failures and triumphs, our capacity for love and our struggle against hatred. A message of what it means to be flawed and beautiful and alive. Ava smiles. A true, brilliant smile. What should we call this message, Captain? She asks. You look out at the silent, empty void. The void the gardener tried to build. Call it a symphony, you say. A symphony of defiance. The crew gets to work. A new energy fills the bridge. Not of fear, but of pride. The message is compiled. A masterpiece of data. It contains Shakespeare and Einstein, Mozart and the blues, the laughter of a child, and the final words of philosophers. It is the best of you, the worst of you. It is all of you. You are not just sending a message. You are planting a seed in the darkness. Broadcast the symphony you command. The order is given. The venture's main antenna array glows with power. A wave of pure humanity floods the silent expanse. It washes over the glass planet. It echoes past the ghost fleet. Your defiant message of existence floods the darkness. For a moment, there is only the echo of your symphony. The silence returns. You wonder if it was a futile gesture, a child's shout against a storm. Did anyone hear you? Did you make a difference? You have made your choice. You have declared that humanity will face the dark on its own terms. Then, a new alert appears. It is not from the gardener. It is from the space beyond the gardener's wall. A sensor trip so far away it is almost theoretical. A flicker of impossible energy. A distortion in space-time. Something has heard you. Something has turned its attention toward your tiny, bright, defiant signal. The gardener and its predator now know you are here.